Hi everybody, and welcome to just a little bit of extra help with Venn diagrams. I understand some of you out there might be having a tiny bit of trouble understanding exactly where to put X's and stuff like that. So let's see if maybe we can get our brains wrapped around that just a little bit firmer moving forward. In the event that you hear something that sounds like this, it's because I'm using a super sensitive microphone and it's picking up my shirt moving, and I apologize for that. It's not me doing heavy breathing exercises. Not today. Let's pretend for a moment that we have a statement that looks like this. Marmosets look weird. This is telling me that all marmosets look weird, and so that would make it an A statement. So I would draw a circle, and I would draw another circle, and this would be my marmosets, and this would be my weird looking things. Now, this is just two circles dealing with that one premise. It has nothing at all to do with the third circle, whatever that may be. We can pretend that it's there, we can pretend that it's not there. Doesn't matter to us. Now that we've got that sorted out, marmosets look weird. It's telling us that every marmoset, this circle right here, has to be inside of the weird circle. There can't be any marmosets out here. So we would color that in with some kind of scribblage. And that would be what we would get for marmosets are weird. Now, if we did add the third circle, it would go like that, and everything would be just funkadoo. We change that to some pandas cheat at water polo. Now we've got a particular, so we would still draw our dose circles, and here would be our pandas, and here would be our water polo cheaters for a second circle. This is telling us that there is at least one panda inside of the water polo cheating circle, and that means that we would put an X in here. There's our panda who cheats at water polo. Now, if we draw our third circle in here, we don't know what that third category is, but we don't know that the panda that cheats at water polo is or isn't part of whatever that third circle is. Like, say, uses a mop, right? I go, oh, nobody who cheats at water polo uses a mop. Well, then that would talk about a third category. And I don't know whether the some pandas who cheat at water polo are cheating pandas or cheating pandas who use mops. It would just go in there. So if I started out with the three circles, pandas cheating at water polo and users of mops, some pandas cheat at water polo, still tells me that there's only something in here, a panda cheating at water polo. Don't know which side of the line they're on, so I would have to put it like that. Make sense? Ish? Gosh, I hope so. Hang on just a minute. We're going to do more. Say instead that we have a statement like this. Some robbers don't use guns. So I would still have two circles. One would tell me about robbers, and one would tell me about things that use guns. I'll put a goo over here for gun users. So it's saying that some robbers don't use guns. That means that there is a robber over here who does not use a gun. For sure, there is somebody in that circle, right? That's where it's telling me that person is. Don't think about any individual premise as being part of three circles. Think of it as just the two circles that are being talked about, robbers and gun users. Because now, if you added in the third circle, like you said something like, I don't know, no gun users are meditation experts. That's a good one. So I add on my third circle and I just go like this. Meditation experts. The robbers that don't use guns. This X represents a robber that doesn't use a gun. Do you know whether they are or are not a meditation expert? Because both of these carrots represent somebody who is a robber that doesn't use a gun. That's what the statement told me. Some robbers don't use guns. There's somebody here inside of the robber circle that isn't a gun user, for sure. But I don't know whether they are or are not a meditation expert. And so the X falls right on the line, which is really a caret representing maybe they're here, and another caret maybe they're here. So if I have another statement that said, for example, no robbers are meditation experts. If there are no robbers that are meditation, I'm just dealing with the robber circle and the meditation expert circle, and it's saying there's nothing in there. This is a robber that's a meditation expert right here. It's a gun using robber that's a meditation expert, but they don't exist. This second premise says no robbers are anywhere in the meditation expert circle. So all of this gets shaded away, including that bottom caret. So the first premise, the some robbers that don't use guns, has to be this top caret right here. I hope that's making sense. I'll do a couple more examples just to make sure everybody's getting it. Now I have an E statement that tells me no aliens steal spacecraft. So no A's are spacecraft stealers. So I would have 2 circles. 1, 2. Here are my aliens, and here are my spacecraft stealers. So there aren't any aliens stealing spacecraft, so that means any aliens that could steal a spacecraft has to go away, and I scribble that all in real nice and pretty like. Boom. Now if I add a third circle to that, I can make this some category. X-rays. No X-ray, nobody who gets an X-ray is a spacecraft stealer or something like that. Right? Or if I were to say, ooh, even better if I said some spacecraft stealers are people who get X-rays or creatures who get X-rays. There are some spacecraft stealers who get X-rays. Where does that have to go? We're only talking about those 2 circles, the SCS and the X. The A circle is already, this part's already filled in, right? So the spacecraft stealer that gets an X-ray has to be right here. That has to be where they are. There's no other place for an SCS to be an X at the same time, because the other part over here is all filled in. So the some SCSs are X has to be right there. And that tells you that there is at least one spacecraft stealer and there's at least one person getting X-rays that isn't an alien. This person right here is outside of the alien circle. So there has to be somebody who fits SCS and X who is outside of A. So the valid conclusion we could draw is some spacecraft stealers are not aliens, which is just a restatement of our first premise. But even better, we could say some people who get X-rays are not aliens. This person right here who gets X-rays, who is a spacecraft stealer and isn't an alien, would be the some people who get X-rays aren't aliens. Some X are not A's is valid. It's impossible for that to be false because this guy right here is the some SCS that are X. They have to exist there, therefore they cannot be an A. Therefore it's impossible for that conclusion to be false. Zippity-doo-dah-day. So now we've got ourselves something that looks more like a categorical syllogism, so we can draw our 3 circles, uno, doso, and trois. And it says many hikers, so hikers like cliff bars. There's my cliff bar likers, and cat jugglers would be my 3rd category. So the first premise says many, which just means some hikers like cliff bars. That means you're dealing with these 2 circles, the hiker circle, and then the cliff bar likers circle. So we know that there is something in between those 2 circles. There's something that's both a hiker and a liker. That's either here, a hiker liker here, or it's a hiker liker here that is also a cat juggler. We don't know whether they are or aren't a cat juggler. We just know that they are somebody who likes a cliff bar. So each caret represents where it might be. The second premise, nobody who likes cliff bars is a cat juggler. Nobody who likes Cliff Bars juggles cats. So the people who like Cliff Bars and the people who juggle cats, they can never meet. There are no cat jugglers who like Cliff Bars. So we have to get rid of that zone. It does not exist according to the second premise. And now we've marked in both of the premises, and we are not in the business of doing anything with the conclusion other than saying, based on the two premises, premise 1 and premise 2, is it possible for that conclusion to be false? The conclusion, some hikers don't juggle cats. Does there have to be a hiker that juggles cats? Yes, this hiker right here that likes Cliff Bars, that hiker has to be somebody who doesn't juggle cats. They are separated and walled off from the cat jugglers. Therefore, that is a valid argument. Comprendo? I hope that helped. This has been your tutorial / review / revisit of just how in the heck it is we're supposed to mark Venn diagrams. Do hope you found it useful.